Welcome to Spectrum Perspectives, real talk with parents, professionals, and autism advocates. With your host, Cindy Gellermini.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to part 2 of my interview with Manisha, where she will share with us about her son's experience learning to communicate with the rapid prompting method. She's quite the warrior mom who has advocated to the point of getting him prepared to go to college and started a foundation in her son's name.
So around 11 or 12 years of age, when the typing came into his life, the whole new Akhil came in front of us. Like, oh wow, he was understanding everything.
Oh yeah, that's scary. So he was understanding what you were saying, and you didn't know that he knew.
Yeah, and so when they would ask him, they were teaching him maths, like number 5, give me 5. There was a program that ask Akhil, give me 5 objects, and Akhil would give. So I typed with him, Akhil, what is number 5? Mm-hmm. And he said number 5 means to is a 5 objects, and you give 5 objects. Mm-hmm. So I would put 10 objects in front of him. I said, Akhil, give me 5. I put 10 almonds in front of him. I said, give me 5 almonds. And he would go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I said, why are you not stopping? He said, my brain doesn't give me instruction when to stop.
Huh. Interesting. So he knows what 5 is.
Yes. Now, another example was that he would say letter A or B or C to any alphabet.
Okay.
Or 1, 2, 3 for any number.
Right.
I said, Akhil, why you say alphabet A or B or C to any alphabet? He says, because they are the same category. My brain tells me to say for A for everything.
Huh. But when he types, he knows better.
Yes.
But speech.
Correct.
It's a different
correct
side of the brain.
Right.
Got it.
And that's how then we started learning into reflexes and what I learned about my child. And when he made a statement, when the school was constantly telling it's a mind-body disconnect, mind-body disconnect, mind-body disconnect. And in the school, he was also learning about maths and some basic stuff of addition, subtraction. He was enjoying everything, all that content. Mm-hmm. So at home, when he would come, I would type with him, and he made a statement that I cannot see my body in my mind. And that's how I said, like, wow, we got our child back. And we lost him. Like, wow, what to do? So he was staying in his own subconscious mind.
Right.
But he was not conscious. He had no clue that he had a body. And that's how then I started researching more what to do. And I came into another kind of method, like a neurosensory motor integration work, where they take your sensory system and your motor system and they connect through the reflex integration work.
Okay.
So that work, I went to the school and explained them, whatever work you're doing on reflexes, it's working on the higher. You need to work on the lower part of the brain. When they got convinced, they also started learning into until the time we had already launched our foundation, and we were bringing in programs in New Jersey. So we already started creating awareness of those programs, and we did tons of treatment with Akhil on that. And he started getting better and better. His hyperactivity came down. And then we transitioned ourselves from supported typing to RPM method.
Oh.
So that's how we got in the program. So the whole perspective of autism changed from autism to behavior to biomedical, from biomedical to now a sensory integration, we would say mind-body disconnect.
Right.
And that's how the pieces came together, that the language started coming better now, and we started using RPM. But the school, then we went to the school and we did the RPM workshop in the school. So interestingly, when we brought the workshop in New Jersey, a couple of mothers were from the same school. Mm-hmm. And I told the school that I would like to bring this therapist. I said, I would like you to see the demo. Mm-hmm. And first thing they said that, she can come and take the tour of our school.
She can come take a tour of your school? Yeah, that's not what you had in mind. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they told.
Yeah.
Instead of seeing a demo, they said, we do this. So let her come and see the tour of our school. I said, okay, fine. Mm-hmm. So it's interesting what happens. Friday, this person comes and she does.
This is a therapist that uses the RPM method.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yeah. And Saturday, Sunday, she does the workshop in New Jersey with us.
Okay.
Okay.
Where? Not in
New
the school.
Jersey, not in school. We our foundation had organized that, hosted that.
Okay.
Now, 4 to 5 children from the same workshop,
Mhm.
they start responding.
Oh, wow.
Okay, Saturday they responded, Sunday they responded.
Yeah.
Saturday itself, when they knew this certified person was going to go on a Monday to take a tour,
Right.
they all suddenly started sending an email. I want her to see my son in school. I want her to see my son in school. I want her to. So
So all the
Sunday,
parents were saying this. Okay.
yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now I come home on Sunday and I said, okay, let me email the director and tell her what a good output this was, what a good workshop this was. And I just open my laptop and I go to my inbox and I see an email from the director
Oh.
saying, Manisha, how many children do you want us to pull out from our school tomorrow to get it to do a demo?
Wow. So I guess the parents called the director, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And next day I go and she pulls out 4 to 5 children, the same children who were in the workshop and few more extra children. And when they start doing RPM, first time anybody coming into your school and giving the output. And
Yeah.
one of the child expressed there, this is good that now people will believe in me and not think that my aid is typing.
Really? That's what the kids said? Wow.
So they were blown away.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
then they looked into RPM, and then this is how we got the RPM journey started, and the other neurosensory motor reflection journey started in that school. But
Oh,
only because that school was open-minded.
yeah. Yes. I was going to say that.
Correct.
You're very
And
lucky
not,
that the director was open-minded to.
yeah, they're very advanced, like, you know. Now the next step was we to do one more workshop, and we did the third workshop in school.
Okay.
The parents said, Manisha, why are you doing here? Why don't you do it in school? I said, okay. So we did the third workshop in school.
Mm-hmm.
Good improvements. It was very nice. And then we went to the director again and told, what are you teaching our children is all baby stuff. Our children are 13 years old, 12 years old. We want to have age appropriate education. That's where they pull up all the age appropriate education, algebra, geometry, and age appropriate education came into our children's life.
Hmm.
Everybody's IPs were changed.
Wow.
Yes, we were able to bring that change in the school. We all 8 mothers went there.
Wow.
Okay. And then it was, then we said, like, now what? Now, after this, we want a college track.
Yeah.
Right?
A college track. Sure. Right. Instead of life skills. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just so people understand, like with my son in school, they would teach them how to stock shelves.
Correct.
Trying to get them job skills that maybe they would be able to have someday, assuming that they'll never read, they'll never speak.
Correct.
Yeah.
And
So they couldn't even do like a 5th grade level, let alone high school, let alone college. I mean, you're talking craziness here.
Exactly.
This is crazy talk.
Yes, because they were exposing him to geometry. I said,
Wow.
okay. And now the progress report was all not even grades there. Pass, fail, pass, fail. I said, what is this? How are he going to get transcripts?
Mm-hmm.
So with that, I managed to get one transcript.
Okay.
One progress report from him. One progress report with grades.
Okay.
I managed one progress report I got with grades. But in the meantime, I went ahead and we started looking into online programs, and we started exposing him to Algebra 1, and we started taking the transcripts from there. So we did an online schooling apart from the school.
Oh, okay. So you did this at home?
Yeah, so after school he would come home. Around that time, we did a online Keystone online schooling, and we collected his algebra transcripts, his geometry transcripts.
Wow.
So then we can start preparing for the college education.
Wow. I'm amazed. Wow. This is amazing.
Yes, and that's what we have this foundation. Because every child is unique.
Yes.
Okay, and every child's journey is different.
Mm-hmm.
there is something which is happening in the schools. They, whatever the capacity and standardized system is, they're following that system, which is great. But in spite of so much money going in the tuition fee, so much research going, why there are 87% of individuals still living with parents?
Sure. Yeah.
There, something is not right. The
Mm-hmm.
way they see at autism is not, it has to be changed.
Mm-hmm.
And there are many parameters there. It requires tons and tons and tons of research. So we could only do this best is we can educate, read, research, support autism. We can bring in awareness of all these programs. We can do workshops. We can do grants. But my board is very progressive. They want to do the research and they want to bring something with quantitative biomarkers. How can we quantify the treatment? Everybody says my treatment works, keep on coming to me, I'm the best. I mean, like, everybody has their own treatment, and everybody, and a child requires a multi, a multidisciplinary approach. If you're doing OT, if you're doing speech, it has to be a collaborative effect, and the treatments have to be tweaked. So
Right.
if the school doesn't have that approach, the school has to be open minded to go and learn something new.
Right. Right.
Okay, that kind of awareness we bring in.
Right. To do something new and also to tailor it to each child too, though.
Yeah, it's hard, it's not easy, it's hard. But say, hey, look, Temple Grandin, I always say, why was Temple Grandin today a Temple Grandin? Because her mother was the key player there. Every parent has that energy, has that power. We are extraordinary parents. We are, I'm not differentiating anybody here, but I think we have, if we've got these beautiful children, they've come here for a reason, and there has to have a transformation happening in me. So we are the one who are going to bring in that change.
Mm-hmm.
But first we need to accept it, and we need to empower ourselves, that, and need to pat ourselves every day, that the way we are bringing our kids and the way we are handling this is really commendable. Everybody,
Mm-hmm.
we are expecting something, but it's not happening that way, so we need to adjust ourselves accordingly. It's not easy. I
No.
understand there are meltdowns, and it's very easy to say, but I live the same life. But today we have our son who is 19 years old. His language is coming. He does his dish, unloads the dishwasher. He does his laundry.
Mm-hmm.
He folds his clothes.
Mm-hmm.
We're learning, teaching him to,
Does he do it independently, alone, or do you have to stay on top
yes,
of him?
not every time, but at least supervision.
Yeah.
It's getting there. He's getting there. He's still 19.
Yeah.
Okay, he's still getting there. And he's doing all age appropriate education.
Wow.
And he's preparing him for college education.
Wow. So he uses the RPM. Does he
Yes.
still facilitate though?
Yeah, no, 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 very rarely. I mean, we use it only for his open communication, but his language is also coming now. So he also types.
So
So
to
you,
do his college work though, is he working on a laptop or an
yes,
iPad or something?
yes,
Okay.
yes, yes. So we have, I completely digitized his education.
Mm-hmm.
So all of his content is goes digitally, and with the filling the blanks or matching, all these worksheets we prepare. So he just has to click and give his answers.
Hmm.
And when the open communication comes, that's where I bring the RPM board. So that's our journey.
Wow. So is he still in school? Because
Yes.
most kids with special ed stay till 21.
Yes, he's in still school.
Okay. So he's still in that same school and he'll stay there till he's 21.
Yeah, I pulled him out of the other school which were doing RPM and MNRI. I pulled him out of that school. It was too far, and I was not seeing a great output there again. They didn't had a college path. They were just exposing him, and there were a lot of meltdowns in the bus itself. And I said, you know what, it's okay. Let me pull him out of that school. So the current school doesn't believe in what we do. They think it's magic.
Yes.
I said, okay, you do your part. At least my son comes home at 3 o'clock, and now with the pandemic, he's at home. So
Yes.
works best for me.
Got it.
So at 3 o'clock, 3:15, he would be at home. And I said, okay, fine. That gives me time around 4 to 5, 5 to 6, around those 2 hours, but good enough for us to get ourselves, give him some important teachings.
So you're really homeschooling him after 3 o'clock.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
But we need to do what we need to do. Every parent says, oh, Manisha, I can't afford. I can't afford. I said, even we don't have any money lying with us. where we can just, I don't have a money plant which gives me money.
Mm-hmm.
We have to choose our priorities. Once I started talking the same language to everybody, I
Mm-hmm.
was a different mother altogether for them.
Hmm. Mm-hmm.
They knew whom they were talking to.
Right. Right.
Okay, so I was just not a listener. I would go and tell, I agree with what you're telling, but this is what we need to do. I need to have this reflex and this reflex and this program. And they knew that, oh, we are talking to a very advanced mother here.
Yeah. 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 I'm sure.
That's what I have to tell every parent. We all have, if I can do it, it- it's not a rocket science. You just need to sit down and educate yourself,
Right.
you know and that's what our foundation platform is doing, bringing in on those on demand webinars and podcast and webinars and workshops, so that we can have everything on one platform for them.
Yeah. So tell me about your foundation. So you started it when he was 7. What was the goal of the foundation? What did you want to achieve?
Always been to help bring in the families, bring in the awareness of all these programs, and bring in the education treatment, and also give them grants and do research.
Mm-hmm.
So we have touched more than 5,000 families globally.
Hmm.
We were the first one to bring in the B12 shots in India.
Okay.
Okay, so we have many families who get B12 shots. They don't have to consult a doctor. They
Right.
just have to go to the local doctor. They become a member of Akhil Autism Foundation, and our local doctors are helping it.
Mm-hmm.
They don't need to. So that's one. Then we are bringing in many other programs now, as per the brain gym, and a lot of webinars and
What did you say? The brain gym?
brain gym. Yes,
What is that?
brain gym is another kind of exercise for the children.
Okay.
It's a different program which a lot of the schools are following. So we have an online virtual speech therapy for our kids.
Mm-hmm.
So there are two groups who attend the virtual speech therapy.
Mm-hmm.
And then now we are launching something called as a smart ball therapy, where that
Smart ball?
smart ball, yes, the ball has a sensor in it.
Okay.
And there are some exercises with the ball, and you're able to catch the data. And now you're able to see what program I can do for the child, and how the child's hand and finger and hand-eye coordination is working.
Hmm. Interesting.
Yes, so we are like very progressive when it comes to.
So, tell me about India a little bit. Do they have autism over there the way they do
Yes.
in the States?
Yeah, I mean the numbers are there. Not so. I mean, we have to have a proper numbers, but yes, numbers are growing there, and there's a lot of awareness happened in India now.
A lot of awareness?
Yes, a lot of awareness, and but the government is not paying for the treatment as they do it here.
Right. I mean, that's a question that I ask all the moms, are you they're getting the ABA therapy at home, and do they pay for it? Is it covered by insurance? Is it covered by the state? Um, and I guess it's mostly covered by the government, but if India,
The schooling is also covered by the government. In India, the schooling is not covered by the government.
school is not really, they
Yes,
don't have public school, it's private.
they have public school, but it's not like that the way we have in here. We have never gone to public school. We always paid for our education. Our parents have paid for the education.
Really?
There are resources, but not to the level what we have.
Right. Right.
So it's different. But India has made a lot of progress, and parents have whatever done. The parents and the therapists over there, they have brought in tons of awareness.
Do they have schools for kids with autism over there?
Yes, a lot of the parents, they have started their own schools, or the organizations, hospitals. They do
Oh,
have, yeah, but still there's a lot of gap.
they still have to pay, and they have to pay for that.
Yes, and there's a lot of gap.
So what does your foundation do besides the B12 shots? What else do you do for the families in India?
We bring in these workshops, and we bring in this online courses for them, so that they don't have, we have online consultations for them.
Mm-hmm. Do you do like RPM?
Yes, we did RPM workshop there. We did MNRI workshops there, and
Wait, what is that?
the neurosensory reflex integration workshop.
Oh,
We
okay.
did that. B12. We did the biomedical workshop there. That's what we do.
And do you physically go there? You do it on Zoom calls? How do you do that?
No, there when before COVID, people would go there. We had conferences there and workshops. So we would work with the local grassroots level people over there, the local centers, and they would conduct it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because Jenny, when she was talking about RPM, she said that a woman named Soma had developed it, and she's
Yes.
from India.
Yes.
She developed it over there. So it's funny that you're bringing it from here over there.
She's here, but now she's here.
She's here now. Oh,
Yeah.
have you met her?
Yeah, a couple of times.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So what do you think the future holds for Akio?
Definitely a college education.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I see an employment for him in technology, or might be an analytical researcher.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And independent living. I do see.
That's what I was going to ask. Do you think he'll be able to live independently?
Yeah. It'll take time, but yes. At least we're preparing for him. We're preparing him. Rest is best.
I know you're going to keep working on it. So.
Yes. Yeah. It's not that I know it will happen. No. It has to happen now. And we have to see it happening, so we've always been proactive parents.
Right.
So I'm sure now so far, if see what he has achieved. When he was at the age of 5, we would say, when he's going to catch up with the other kids, and see where he is right now. So I'm sure universe has a plan. But if once you accept it and once you decide to do it from the bottom of your heart, the universe starts working for you. So that's my message to every parent, whether it's mother or a father, both parents, but they both have to have that patience. And it's not easy. It's not easy.
No.
You know it.
No, it's not. It's not. And it's definitely a life-changing journey, that's for sure.
It is a life-changing journey.
I'm sure 20 years ago you never thought that this would be your life.
No. And it's tough, but we have to do it. But whatever we have today, the schools we have to be thankful to all those parents 40 years back who brought this revolution. It's because of them we have schools for our kids. So whatever we have to do, we have to do.
Right.
We have to take our messages to the politicians, to the senators and everywhere, and tell them these are our needs. We have to make that noise.
So that's always my last question. If you had an appointment with a governor, a senator, someone who's a policymaker, what would you tell them that we need? What needs to be changed? What needs to be done?
I definitely, from a foundation perspective, we would like to have a sensory gyms for our kids in New Jersey. Okay. That's one of our goals, to have sensory gyms.
That's
from a parent perspective, whatever is money going to different schools, I think some waivers have to come to the families and let the families decide where they want to use the money, to which therapy. So some control has to come to the families. So once that is, which is happening in different states.
Yeah, and I think you're a good example of that too, because a school that's only using ABA, where that there's these other therapies that would probably be better for your child, you should be able to have that option.
Correct. Yeah. So there are other states who say that we don't have these resources. New Jersey has tons of resources, but are they helping? It is the parents' choice. I would not say they're not helping. They are, but are we making that change? That today, if I have a typical child going to school, I want that it's basic thing. Why are we teaching them? So that they can go to college. Is that program going to put my child to college? That was my ask to the previous school. And this is my son's 5th school, by the way, 5th. And every school telling me the same thing. He's doing it only for you, Mrs. Ladd. I said, then I'm doing something right.
Right.
So that is my thing, that I think parents should have that. And after 21, parents do have that. They get that budget and they get that through the state. But till the time it's 21. So those changes have to happen. But parents have to make this happen.
Right.
I alone going to govern is not going to help.
Right.
There has to be groups of families. Okay, there has to be groups who will take this initiative.
Right.
If everybody says to my plate is full, yeah, I understand. Our plates are full. Back then also, those parents, those families' plates were full.
Mm-hmm.
But see what they have done. So we need to play that role.
I think parents are waiting for someone else to do it. And what they don't realize is there is no one else to do it.
So many families come to me and say, because now they know I have so many connections and we are raising money and we have foundation. They come, Manisha, we need to do something for our adult children. We have to do something. I said, hey, here I am there. Let's do. But I just tell them, go ahead and just write a proposal. Okay, go and get involved and write something. They don't have time for that.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know how to do it. I said, we didn't know how to raise a child with autism.
Mm-hmm.
But we learned it. So if you want to do this, you have to get involved and you have to do this. You cannot wait for somebody else coming and putting up a housing for my child.
Right.
You have to come together as a community and you need to do it. So that's what it is, Cindy. That's our story.
Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. I learned a lot from you.
Thank you so much. And I look forward, to doing more.
To make the connection.
Yes. Thank you so much for inviting for me, and hope parents get this positive message. And I want to tell every parent and every mother, look, it's in our hand and we can do it. We can do it.
Yeah.
It's not easy, but I'm sure.
Yeah. You're an inspiration to the moms.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Have a good weekend.
Bye-bye.
Bye. That's it for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed listening and it helped you gain a new perspective. If you're interested in buying our book series, Robbie's World and His Spectrum of Adventures, the link will be in our episode description, as well as my Instagram and Facebook pages. If you enjoyed the show and you'd like more content, please be sure to hit that like button, follow us, and don't forget to leave us a great review. Thank you for joining us. Be sure to join us again on our next episode of Spectrum Perspectives.
Thank you for joining us today. Be sure to join us again on our next episode of Spectrum Perspectives.